Embarked on USS Gerald R. Ford Carrier Air Wing 8 is the Strike Warfare Commander for Carrier Strike Group 12. The Air Wing and its 9 squadrons project tactical air power over sea and land, while providing robust command and control, electronic attack, air, surface, and subsurface, logistical, and search and rescue capabilities. Carrier Strike Group 12, Gerald R. Ford Carrier Strike Group delivers combat capability from seabed to space, while providing global maneuver capability to the National Command Authority. The carrier and its strike group continues to deliver massive firepower and deterrence to all parts of the world. With its highly trained crew, these brave leaders exemplify the motto, integrity at the helm, highlighting the ship's commitment to upholding high ethical standards. Excellence is not just a word on CVN-78. Excellence is a principle that requires consistent action and effort, not merely a label or goal to be achieved. It emphasizes that achieving excellence involves forming a habit of repeatedly demonstrating superior performance or quality.
Welcome. Today we're diving into something pretty unexpected. The sudden move of the Navy's newest supercarrier, the USS Gerald R. Ford. It shifted quite rapidly from its usual beat near Europe right into the Caribbean, the U.S. Southern Command's area.
Yeah, it's a big move and very sudden. We're talking about Carrier Strike Group 12, led by CVN-78. This is a capital ship, nuclear-powered, designed for high-end fights, now tasked with, well, counter-drug operations, basically, counter-TCO and narco-terrorism.
That's the core puzzle, isn't it? Why use the world's most advanced and likely most expensive warship for what sounds like, low-intensity police work, chasing drug boats?
It definitely looks strange on paper, tactically inefficient, you might say, for just patrolling, and many would agree. But the thinking seems to be different. The Ford isn't really there to do the patrolling itself.
Okay, so not just driving around looking for trouble. What's its role then?
It's acting as a massive mobile command center. Think enhanced C4ISR, command, control, communications, computers, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance. It's less about the carrier seeing everything and more about it managing all the incoming information, a data hub.
Right, and a key part of that data collection comes from its air wing, specifically the E-2D Hawkeye, not the fighters this time.
Exactly. The E-2D is absolutely critical here. It's like a flying air traffic control tower, but for the ocean surface. Its radar gives you incredible maritime domain awareness over huge areas, thousands of square miles. It can spot those small, fast, low-profile vessels that TCOs use.
So the Hawkeye is the eye in the sky, finding the targets, but it's not making the arrests, obviously. How does that intelligence get used? Who does the actual stopping?
Well, that's where the rest of the strike group, or parts of it, come in. The strategic picture from the E-2D is used to cue the tactical assets. Primarily, that means the Arleigh Burke destroyers, the DDGs. We know the USS Winston S. Churchill is with the Ford.
And those destroyers carry the specialist teams.
Precisely. They embark Coast Guard law enforcement detachments, the LIDETs. They're the ones trained and authorized for the actual visit, board, search, and seizure of the VBSS ops. The workhorses here.
Got it. And it probably helps that the current commander of the strike group, Rear Admiral Lanzillotta, actually commanded the Ford itself before this job.
Yeah.
He knows the ship inside out.
Oh, absolutely. That familiarity with such a new, complex platform is invaluable for a non-standard deployment like this. It reduces the friction.
Now, pulling back to the bigger picture, this deployment must be putting a strain on Navy resources globally.
Huge strain. It highlights the pressure on global force management. We know the strike group isn't even fully together. Destroyers that were originally part of CSG-12, like the Mitcher and the Forrest Sherman, they're currently operating independently. Way over in the Arabian Sea, the Red Sea, high demand areas.
So they essentially broke up the band, sacrificed that full strike group cohesion to send the Ford to the Caribbean. That really underscores the priority SOUTHCOM is placing on this.
It does, and even if the main task is counter-narcotics, just having the Ford there sends a very powerful strategic signal to the whole region. It's a massive statement.
A signal that hasn't gone unnoticed, right? Venezuela's already reacted pretty strongly.
Yes, they've publicly condemned it, called it a facade, basically saying the drug mission is cover for potential intervention or intimidation.
And that taps into the analysis, doesn't it? That using an asset like the Ford, which is built for coercion for a policing role, well, it blurs the lines. It could be seen as political intimidation, even if that's not the stated intent.
Exactly right. You're using a tool optimized for high-end conflict in a sensitive area near, let's say, adversarial states. It muddies the waters between law enforcement and geopolitical maneuvering.
So to bring it together for you listening, you've got the elite surveillance in the E-2D, directing the destroyers and Ladettes for interdiction, all under the umbrella of this massive carrier, which also brings, FA-18s for potential kinetic backup if needed. It really ramps up the intensity.
It does. Which brings us to the risk factor. With such a high-profile asset involved, and the political sensitivities, how do you prevent escalation, a miscalculation?
That's the critical question, isn't it? What's the recommendation there?
The strong recommendation from analysts is clear, restrictive rules of engagement, ROE. And potentially making those ROE, or at least their intent, somewhat public, they need to emphasize non-lethal disruption, the boardings, the seizures over any kind of kinetic action. Keep it strictly confined to the counter-TCO mission.
So really nailing down the why and the how to avoid things spiraling.
Absolutely. Because when your police car is also one of the most powerful warships ever built, you have to be incredibly careful about how you drive it, especially near contested borders. That's the constant tightrope they're walking.